Hello and welcome to another one of my Python tutorials. In this video I am going to go over another task using SQLite. But before I do, please remember to like, subscribe and share my videos, as your support makes me want to do more videos. So without further ado, we're going to get into more on SQLite. But let's look at the task we should do. So we need to create an SQL database called Phonebook that contains a table called names with this data, with the following data. So first thing we always got to do, import SQLite 3. As I said in my last video on SQLite, this is the line we need that will allow us to do SQL databases. Okay, what else do we need to do there then? We will also need the import sys function this time. So let's have a look and see what import sys means. So import sys, so the sys module in Python, it's a module that provides various functions and variables that we can use to manipulate parts of the Python runtime environments. So we can operate the interpreter as it provides access to the variables and functions that interact strongly with the interpreter. So that's what import sys actually is. So we got those nailed to a nail now. So what do we need to do? Database called name. And what we can do, we can do tasks 6 and 7 together, because we'll need to use the Phonebook database to write a program that will make the following menu. So when we're doing this, we essentially will need to do add to Phonebook. We could just do something like this. We could just do something like that, where you would do with SQLite 3 connect phonebook.db as db. Okay, and then cursor equals db.cursor, and then create a table, and then insert into with the hard-coded names right there. We could just do it like that. Okay, let's do it. We could run it, but the problem is we can't actually see anything. So if I try to go into here, see, can't. There's not much we can do there, because we're just viewing a Phonebook database that's got lots of nulls. So that's actually no good. So what we need to be doing is something a little bit better. So this is where we will need to do revisit subroutines. So subroutine, it's where we're doing subprograms, where we do little mini programs in one big program. So what's the first thing we need to do there? We need lots of things. So let's say we need a menu. Let's say we're going to do def add to Phonebook. Add to Phonebook, brackets, colon, right, we've got a Phonebook there. And I'm just going to drag this code along, and it's going to add to Phonebook there. And you'll notice we haven't got the cursor execute yet, so we will need to do that by doing this. So you will need, with SQLite 3, you've got the Phonebook. So we will need this. so that we can actually get on with our plan. What we can do also, however, to make this more interesting, we're going to use a for loop. So for I in range, I'm going to do 0, and I'm going to do one called records, because I'm going to declare a variable called records as an int input. So I'm going to ask it, how many records do you wish to enter? And then what we're going to do is we are just going to do, so we're just going to do that. And then what that does is it's going to allow us to type in as many as we want rather than just one, go back, do another one, and so on and so forth. But we've got to be able to call this add to phonebook subroutine. So let's do a def main function. So in the def main function, so again, yes, while again, it's going to be main menu. And then it's going to ask while again is yes. It's going to go into the main menu, and we're going to select all these things like view phone book, add to it. Then we're going to go into ifs. And in this case, I've got add to phone book. So we've got the add to phone book subroutine there. And we got this exit if we select 5. But the problem is, we need view phone book, select name, and delete data. Otherwise, it's not going to work. What we can do, however, is we can just put click hash. And then what the hash does is the hash will, so I'll have to put an if there temporarily, because we're doing that, we can test our program. So I'm going to add to phone book, so that works. So I'm going to do number 2, so that's what it is, and I want to enter 3 records. And you can see, by doing that, can't really enter the phone number, which is a strange one. Yeah, because you've got no such table called names, which doesn't really make much sense there. So this is where we need to investigate. What's going on there? Because we got no table. So what we can do, so it might be somewhere in this code. So we got nothing here then. That's a really strange one. The phone number, that usually works. So this is where, so we know that's the test, which didn't work. So this is something we will have to revisit. So I will have to look into that, why it's not really answering names. But I'm going to put the other subroutines in, like view, which we shouldn't do. So when you're programming, this is where you need to look over and see, okay, what's going on? We know we got the values, 4 variables, 4 question marks, and then we got the other stuff. So we don't have the names yet. So this is where we'll need those. Which is very strange. I'm going to try that again. Yep, no such table names. So if we have a look, see what happened there. Because we haven't created a table when we should have. So we should have created a table. Yeah. Yep, so we need a table called names and the phone number. And let's see where we needed to do it. Right. So let's try that one again. Right, 2. I'm going to do 1 record. In. So that's in. So I'm going to try another one. I'm going to do 2 records. I'm going to do 103. So because I've done the for loop, I can enter 2 records. So it's going to go through the enter ID and first name second time there. And there we go. So I'm going to press 5 because that's going to quit. So we've got a little bit of something coming along there with our phone book. But I need to be able to view it. Oh no, what do we do? Ah, this is where we can do def view phone book. So we're going to view it this time. And how we can do that is we do set name, and you need cursor execute to select all from names, and then in the fetch all, it's going to call out, it's going to look for all the names in there. So we need to do if selection is 1. Going to be view phone book, and then we just stick an elif in there where we've had that last. So we got view phone book and view phone book. So we're going to make sure that the subroutine up here is the same as the subroutine call down here. So let's run it. I'm going to press 1. Call. So all those numbers are called. Right, we can't do 3 and 4 because they're not done yet. So this is where we've got a select name now. Oh, what do we do? Well, let's copy this in. So we will need it. And we're going to do df select name colon boom. And we're just going to select name, ask the user input, and then it's going to find, then it's going to do execute a query, find this name from say surname, and it's going to select surname. Let's run it, which is not something we can do. because I've commented it out. So let's run it. 3. Look for a surname. There we go. Found the surname there. Okay, that's that there. Last but not least, we want to be able to delete the data. How do we do that? Def delete data. Okay, so what do we do there? This is where we want to remove the name. So in this subroutine, it's going to remove the name, we enter the ID, and we delete where the ID is, we select from the name, and we delete. So I'm going to do number 4, I'm going to do 103, that's deleted. I'm going to go into number 3, boolean, which I don't want to do, so I'm going to press 1, view the phone book, and we've just got 2 whole names in there. Okay? So that is one example of SQLite, where we're combining databases with Python, where we can view it, view the phone book, add to it, select the name from it, delete it. The only thing we haven't got is edit, which is useful when we're doing a database. It's in databases we can edit, but we can delete and actually put a new name in there. So we could just add to a new phone book, or I delete by accident, we could just re-add it. That's it. So we got 104. There we go. Right, let's view the phone book. And that's the phone book there. What you might want to do, however, with the phone book, you might want to do a validation. So you might want to do while new pnum, while len new pnum not equal to 11, we can copy the code in and we can make the user retype it. So I'm going to, number 4, I'm going to delete that, 104, fine. I'm going to go into number 2, and I'm going to enter one record, 104, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do 1, 2. Okay. Bool doesn't have a len, which is quite sad. Because we need that. Because we need that len, so we're going to look for that len again. Let's have a looking. While len is quite a strangey. So while len you could do is less than 11, or len new pnum is more than 11. So that's another way we could do it. 1. Nope, that's not going to work. So what we can do here is we can do int, which is something we're going to do. So let's view the phone book first. Right, nothing in there. Fine. Right, 2. 1. Right. No work. Doesn't work there either. Well, we will get this one. Or what you need to do is you need to do wrap just the variable in brackets, not the asterisk, not the number, or not the number and not the operator. So I realise what I've done wrong. Sometimes you just got to be a bit patient. Right, I'm going to do 12. Doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Doesn't work. Doesn't work there. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Works like a charm. Let's view the phone book. There we go. So, the whole point of this is the use of a loop. What we can do now is not equal to 11, which looks a whole lot better because it's not equal to. So let's try that one again. So I'm going to do 1 record, 105. Right, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Doesn't work. We're going to do clearly more. Yeah, that's clearly more than 11, so you can see. I just want the 1 now. Right, 11, right, okay. Because there's 11 numbers, it'll allow me to type in 11. So there's lots of things we can do here. So I'm just going to press. View. One last view. That's essentially our database there. I'm going to press a 5. I'm just going to quit. So in the add to phone book, I've managed to add one form of validation, which is the length check. What we can do also with this, for ID, for instance, let's say we want to add a presence check. So I'm going to do while new ID has got nothing. We're going to do new bit of code and we're going to make it enter. So we've got a presence check going on there. So that's one presence check. So let's have a look. One record. Okay, doesn't like that one then. So whilst it doesn't have that, okay, let's take the int input out. Let's take that one out. And then we'll try that again. See? Because it's just the input, I've got nothing, so it's making me type in an ID. First name, go. Same drill over and over again. 5. So we've got a basic example of something that is coming. So that is the basic idea of our phone book, which you can apply to basically any scenario. It could be a phone book, it could be an inmate database, could be anything. On any scenario. But the point is, I've given you the basic ideas. You can execute that in any opportunities you want to do. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you have, please like, subscribe and share. And I look forward to supporting you in my next videos. Thank you very much. Goodbye for now.